Happy July, everyone. I am so excited to be able to share with you tonight. It is actually my son's birthday. He's 23. My youngest, my baby, is 23. And we celebrated with him this morning because then I left to go camping, and he doesn't like camping, so we didn't take him. But I'm camping, so this is Friday night, not so live, but I'm so glad you could join me. And let's see what we've got for you tonight. So July 1st began our summer Sale-a-bration. It runs through the end of August, and with any purchase of $50 or $100, you can choose something from within this catalog. Let me show you all the goodies that we have. There's this adorable Hippest Hippos set. That's with a $50 purchase. And you can see all sorts of fun things made here, but what's even better than having just the hippo stamp set? Having some coordinating dies. And these dies are fantastic because they've got some fun things like snorkeling gear and sunglasses and party hats and umbrellas and boats and bathtubs. So lots and lots of fun. And so for $50, you can get this. For $50, you can get that. Or with a $100 purchase, you can get both of those two items. There's also this Rings of Love Designer Series paper, which goes with a stamp set, Ringed with Nature, that is in the mini catalog that we'll get to in a second. You can buy some note cards with coordinating envelopes, and they are a really, really pretty color. I have them, but they're not at my fingertips right now. But you get 20 card bases with envelopes, and there are 10 of each, 10 soft seafoam and 10 pool party. So they make quick and easy card bases that have nice color on them. There is a design on them, leafy or kind of swirly kind of stuff. With a $50 purchase, you can also get Stylish Sketches, which is a nature set. This fox is beautiful. And then there's some sort of acorns and oak leaves. And then there's some ducks, geese, ducks, whatever they are. I'm not sure what they are. For $50 also, you might choose the Silver and Gold Designer Series paper. So it's 6x6 paper with either silver or gold foil on it. So there are some stripes and polka dots, and either in silver or gold. And then there's also, with a $100 purchase, you can get this amazing phrases set. So if you're always looking for some phrases, this might be something that you would consider. I'm going to show you tonight these tree lot dies, which I absolutely love. And why do I love them? Most of all, because it's got a camper. And I'm using these tonight because I am actually camping while you're watching this. And as I'm recording this, I'm so excited about that. For a $100 purchase, you can get this combination of Designer Series paper and Wonderful World stamp set. It's got floral images from around the world, so some flowers that we don't actually see over here that may be more common in other places. Just really, really, really pretty. Wait till I show you something that I saw online using this stamp and the gnomes. Adorable. If you are a host, if you want to host a workshop, either virtual or in person, you could get the Perfect Pomegranate set. If you have a hostess or workshop that's $300 or more, which is really just a few friends during celebration. And then there's a join bonus if you wanted to join the Stampin' Up family as a demonstrator. There's a planner. They're offering a little bit more of a business appeal right here, and just having a planner. And so that's an option, and it actually has a making plan stamp set that goes along with it. So that's Sale-a-bration, some really good stuff in there. The mini catalog also begins today, and it's got some great stuff in here too. I'm not gonna show you everything, you can actually go right over to my blog, stamperhood.com, and you can click on a link if you have not gotten your hard copy yet. You can click on a link. If you are someone who would like a catalog but did not receive one from me, let me know. I'd be happy to send you one. The only thing I ask is if you have another demonstrator that you ask her for that, because these are, you know, it is a cost of doing business for me, and I'm happy to do that for my customers. But if you have another demonstrator, I don't want to take away business from her or him. So just go to them first. There is actually a clickable link where you can view this mini catalog over on my blog, stamperhood.com. It's in the left-hand side. But I'm going to be using tonight this Trees for Sales set. This Tree for Sale set is meant to coordinate, or I should say that the dies are meant to coordinate with this stamp set. So we're going to be using them together. So this appears to be a Christmas set, but it does not have to be a Christmas set. Pine trees happen and fir trees happen year-round, not just at Christmas. So that's what we're going to do today. Let's get started. So here I have the Trees for Sale stamp set. It is a photopolymer set, which just means they're clear. You can see through them when you're stamping. And then I have the coordinating tree lot dies, and look at all the dies that come in this set. I haven't even mounted it on my magnetic backing yet, which I always do because it makes it easier to take them on and off. But it comes with 24 dies. That is a lot. And if you recall what I said earlier, this is free with a $50 purchase. Here's almost half of that right now. This is a great little set. Cuts out the little dog, cuts out all the trees, but also has this great camper that's here. We've got the lights and the pole that goes for the lights. We've got a Charlie Brown tree that you can die cut. Just some really, really fun things. But it doesn't have to be Christmas, even though there is a Christmas wreath and bow in it. This will go for year-round for sure. I'm going to begin by using these 3 dies. So this is the basic camper shell, and this will add detail for this piece up here and down here as well, which in these older style campers is often a metallic color. And then there's this little piece that is the curtain that goes inside the window. So even though my camper is not an old style camper, I am going to try to mimic the colors as best I can. And as best as I can remember, because when I'm filming this, it is dark out and I can't go look at my camper. I'm starting with Sahara Stand for my card base. And I'm also going to bring in a piece that is just scrap paper. And this is a great way to use up scraps. In fact, I'm going to use up this smaller scrap because that'll fit on there just right. I'm going to pull in a little bit of Very Vanilla because this will make it look like the lights are on inside. I'm going to pull in some Night of Navy and some brushed gold. The brushed gold is going to be this accent right in here. And the Night of Navy is going to be my curtains. And then I'm going to pull in some black scrap, and that is going to be my wheel and my hitch, because our wheels and hitch are black. Let's go ahead and die cut. We're going to need our number 1 plate and our number 2 plate. Now, if you have a magnetic plate, these were discontinued because some of them were separating. But if you got one like me that hasn't started separating, use it until it, you can't use it anymore. You will have received a refund directly from Stampin' Up if you purchased that, and you can still keep it. What a great thing, huh? So we're going to take our piece of Sahara sand and we're going to put our camper on that. And then I want a piece of Night of Navy, and I'm gonna cut my curtain out of that. And then I need my brushed gold. And let's see, I'm just gonna cut a smaller piece of that because I don't need a really long strip. I'm gonna cut that out there. Then I need another 3. So 1, 2, 3 paper and dies, and then another 3. Now, if you recall, I wanted a black wheel and a black hitch. I'm going to take all these pieces off. You probably just heard me drop that. And I'm going to die cut this again in black. So I need a couple pieces here. I need a black piece for the hitch, and I need a black piece for the wheel. I think that's all I need. Let's go ahead and make our sandwich again. And I can trim away the parts that I don't need. Okay, it's time to assemble our camper. I am going to trim off the wheel. And I know that that goes right here. So I'm not actually going to trim off just this little piece because I do want it to go underneath the camper. I'm just going to do that. And then if I apply a little bit of glue to the back of this and line it up there, I can see that's where my wheel goes. There we go. And I need to put my hitch on. I'm going to just do that. So same thing with the hitch. I'm going to figure out this comes up here. I don't need quite so much going on. I do want to keep some of it because I need to glue. I need to have something to adhere. Make sure my hitch is straight. I'm putting it in just a little bit so that I know the black doesn't stick out. So there's that part of the camper. I'm going to bring in these 2 little metal pieces, and they're going to go get attached right there. Now, as I'm doing this, I want to let you in on a secret. Ooh, I got some glue there. I'll have to take that off with my eraser in a moment after that's dry. I have not actually put together one of these yet. This is my first time using the dies. So I'm experimenting. All right, here we go. Just like that. So there's my little camper. I need to put some light behind it. I'm gonna just trim this off and see if that's gonna be long enough. It's not, so I'm gonna need a couple pieces here. I wanna put this inside right here. I mean, I could make it black inside. It's like I'm sleeping. That won't contrast very well with the curtain that I have going on. So there we go, just like that. And then that's probably not long enough. So we'll just cut another piece That's too long. Like I told you, I haven't used this yet. I'm just experimenting. But you know what? That's the fun stamping, experimenting, seeing what you can come up with. Now, with the little curtain, the curtain does have texture on one side. I'm just gonna adhere that right, that pops right in there. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my take your pick tool out. It'll be easier for me to apply the glue this way. Okay. Let's just go ahead and pop that right in there. There's my little camper curtain. I have glue on my fingers and they're sticky, so it's also bringing that up. There we go. So there's my little camper. It's a pretty plain looking camper. It's not, you know, really too snazzy. It does have some brown detail, and I'm going to just take a little Stampin' Right marker, and I'm going to put color in the door handle. There we go. All right. Let's set this aside and work on other parts of the card. I know I want at least a few trees in my scene. I'm going to get out a couple different blocks and my trees. So there are 3 different trees in here. There's a large one. And there's a medium one. And a small one. And these are 2-step stamps, so you can add some detail to them if you would like. I'm going to be using 2 different colors of ink. I'm going to use Evening Evergreen and Mossy Meadow. We also have a shaded spruce, but I think I'm opting not for that. I'm going to play around and let's see what we can get here. I'm going to stamp once in Mossy Meadow, and without re-inking, I'm going to stamp again. And I'm going to, I think, just stamp off on this, and I don't have any scrap paper handy. Let's see. Let's bring that in. Stamp off, and then stamp back on again. All right. Let's just try that. I don't know if I need this small one just yet. Let's bring the detail in here. And I should wash this. Get out my chamois, which is squeaky, but makes it squeaky clean as well. Let's go ahead. I'm going to go in the darker color here on this dark tree. Just put that right over the top. Oh, that looks really, really pretty. Let's see what I get if I do this one over here. All right, not quite as pretty to me. I think what I will do is I'll stamp the detail of the medium-sized tree in Mossy Meadow, just to give it a different look. The beauty of stamping. Just play around. You get lots of different looks. So now I have 3 trees that all look a little different. We're going to pull in the outlines and die cut those. All right, let's bring in a piece of basic white, and this is cut 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. We're gonna mat that when we're done, so it's a little bit off from what my normal layer is. I'm going to create a little bit of a scape in here, but it's just a very subtle one. I'm going to bring in a blending brush in a couple of different colors. Let's use Balmy Blue. That's gonna represent a sky. We're just going to lightly, and again, if I really want to go light, I hold from the back. Just gonna add some blue in here. It's very, very subtle. Take off that first layer so it's not ever too heavy. There we go. And then sometimes when we go camping, there's grass beneath our feet, and sometimes there is dirt. And I don't like the dirt nearly as much as I like the grass. So I'm going to bring in some mossy meadow here and do the same thing that I just did with the sky. Well, I'm going to add it down here. And notice it's a little bit blotchy, and that is what I'm kind of going for, because I just want it to look like grass does. It's not all uniform in color. All right, we're done with that. So this is what's gonna happen. I'm gonna put my trees in here. I'm gonna figure out how I want them to look. Yeah, maybe something like that. I'm gonna pull this back in because I want my camper to be in there. Oop, I've lost a tree somewhere. There we go. So I can put one tree over here if I want to. And then we've got my camper. We still need something else, don't we? Well, we are gonna need a greeting. We could probably put some tree. Oh, they're not in here, but I did notice there's some tree trunks right here, and there is a small, a medium, and a large. I'm gonna go ahead and cut that out using soft suede. Be right back. Okay, as you can see, this little die cut out these 3 tree trunks that I'll be able to put underneath. And so that just makes them look a little bit more real. I don't even need 3. They do have texture on them too. Again, I just use a scrap from my scrap bucket. Love it when I can do that. So that's already looking a little bit nicer. And I don't know if I want to bring in a dog or not. My dog loves camping. Let's go ahead and bring in the dog. Why not? I'll bring him a little doggy here. And let's see. What color are we gonna make the dog? Let's make the dog, I can't make the dog my color because I don't really have a color that represents my dog, I don't think. She's kind of a, well, she's sort of a Cajun craze. Maybe we'll do that. Sort of. Not really. I'm going to stamp on scrap just in case this doesn't quite work out the way I want it to. I'm going to take another scrap from my scrap bin. I think this one's too red to be Mila. That's actually not too bad. Mila's got some different shading on her though. I'm going to just go ahead and bring in She doesn't really have spots, but let's go ahead and give my dog right here some spots. Just to give that a little bit more color fluctuation. I know I could have stamped the dog directly on here, but there's a die for this. Let's go ahead and use the die. All right, we're done. So here's my little dog. So when you do die cut, you do get this little white halo around. If you don't like that, you can stamp directly on this paper. It's light enough and my color is dark enough so that it'll look fine. So I think we're gonna do something like that. Now we just have to assemble. Because these trees are in the background, I'm going to adhere them directly to my white cardstock that has been colored. Glue my tree trunk down and then put this over the top of it. I think I keep hitting my camera stand, so sorry about that. I'm not used to having it on the right of me. There we go. I'm gonna move this out of the way just a little bit. This one doesn't need a tree trunk because he's hiding in between or in behind here. Gonna go ahead and add this little tree trunk. Remember that goes right there. Okay, get that straight. Adhere this on the top. Yeah. It's okay that it is sticking over the side. It's gonna add some interest, I think. So this dog, I'm not quite sure yet if I'm gonna do that or if I'm just gonna stamp again. But my camp I'm gonna put on with some dimensionals. And I happen to have a bunch of mini dimensionals just hanging around. Let's go ahead and use my minis up. Mostly because I have my Christmas in July class packed for, and I've packed all my larger dimensionals in there. So I'll just take off these backings. And these little mini dimensionals right here are ones that were leftovers from Paper Pumpkin. They always give you many more than you need. All right. So I think something just like that. Oops, dog hair. There we go. And you know what? I think I'm gonna go back and stamp that dog directly on the paper. I think that'll look better, at least for me, for right now. There's my doggy. Just add some spots again. Here's maybe around his eyes. It's the throat, chest area. Belly, back, tip of his tail, some on his feet. All right, there's my little doggy, so cute. And we just need a greeting now. And I think I'm gonna stamp the greeting directly on, but I don't know what greeting I wanna put on yet. Mostly because I don't know what I'm going to use this card for. I think it could be, so the ones that come in this set are a little bit, like I could do You Light Up the Season. I love camping season. So I could do that one. And that would fit right up there. Would also fit right down here. But I think I'm gonna hold off on this. I think I may turn this into a birthday card for my son, whose birthday it is today. And I'll just do that. No, we've got to do it now, right? All right, I decided what I'm going to use. I'm going to use Charming Sentiments again, which I think I've shown in the last 2 Friday Night Lives. I'm going to use the Woohoo stamp. And we'll put that in Mossy Meadow again. Ink that up. I'm going to take this off the white paper so that I can actually see how straight I'm stamping it. Here's Woohoo, because this is for my son's birthday. And I have another piece of basic white already cut for the inside. Let's go ahead and stamp a sentiment there as well. Also in the Charming Sentiments set, there is Wishing You the Happy. So I've got my parts and pieces now. Let's just go ahead and assemble. Flip this over. Put just a little bit of green glue on. I've cut a piece of Mossy Meadow, just 1/8 of an inch larger. So this is 4 inches by 5 1/4. Then I'm going to mount that on my Sahara Sand card base. Here we go. I love this feels like summer to me. This feels like summer camping. It's, you know, there's light on in the camper. It's a little bit of a different shade. There's a light sky. There's nice fun grass. Put this on the inside. And there we go. Now the only other thing I think I'm going to try is I'm going to take one of these gold dots here and see what it looks like on the wheel. It's almost like a hubcap. There we go. It kind of finishes it to me. There we go. And that is our card. I will see you live next Friday. Have a great 4th of July weekend, everyone.